Yes, everybody, Russ and the West Ham Network. Hope you're safe and well. It's Hammers Headlines in association with the KUMB.com boys. Busy day already, as per usual, when it comes to West Ham Network. We had Anton this morning having a bit of a rant about yesterday. Then I had a bit of a rant, sort of a debrief therapy session at lunchtime to get me through that, because we had Thursday to look forward to. And later on today, we have got the Academy show. Mixed week of results for the Academy. Under 21s lost 1-1, and the under 18s got heavily defeated by Arsenal on Saturday. We'll get through all of that and talk about any of the latest news, and also the Academy players that were out on loan. We'll cover that. We'll cover the first team players in this section in terms of Hammers Headlines in association with the KUMB.com boys. Check them out. Now, a lot of stuff to talk through. We're going to talk about a little bit looking ahead to Thursday. A couple of players we've been linked with, and then we're going to be covering the players, the first team players who have been out on loan. So let's start with, what should we start with? Let's start with Thursday. So let's start with Thursday. Obviously, Bayern Leverkusen are the hosts. We play host to Bayern Leverkusen in what could be potentially our last European tie for a while. We've obviously falling out of the European places currently in the league. Obviously, still we've got 5 games to go. Anything can happen, as we know, in the Premier League. But it's looking, more likely than not that we probably won't be playing in Europe next year. And from a Leverkusen perspective, the weekend was brilliant for them, because not only did West Ham lose and we looked as flat as a pancake, and the fan base looked as flat as a pancake, and the players looked as flat as a pancake, but they obviously clinched their first ever Bundesliga title, winning 5-0, a hat-trick from Florian Wirtz, goal from Victor Boniface and Granit Xhaka, 5-0. And you'll see in that picture, but also on Twitter and stuff, a few beers are being drunk by the first team, and an amazing achievement by them. There's 43 games undefeated so far this season, and huge props to them. Amazing. Now, although Granit Xhaka has made it clear that the tie is not over, and has warned his teammates it will be difficult at West Ham. Realistically, our biggest hope for a second leg is basically a good old hangover in terms of Bayer Leverkusen. And if anything's led to people looking at the footage, we may well be in here for a hope with these best hangover hopes as possible. Obviously, we'll see. Obviously they'll be celebrating the Bundesliga title, and rightly they should. Fans flooded the pitch when they celebrated with Alonso and the players, and it would have consumed a lot of energy, hopefully, and the release of adrenaline could potentially help West Ham bridge the gap. If they'd failed to win against Werder Bremen, then they'd still, the drive and focus would be switched on and remained. Obviously, they'll be playing in the Champions League next year as well. They're through to the final of the German Cup as well. But, clutching at straws, I'm granted, but maybe they might have just taken their foot off the gas a touch, and any pressure they might have been feeling to bring, to ensure this incredible season as rewarded with silver will be lifted. So, look, we're hoping that they'll be nursing a big hangover, just maybe. Maybe lost maybe a slight ounce of hunger and desire, but we know what a great coach Xabi Alonso is. I'll be surprised if that's the case. But look, we'll be welcoming the Bundesliga champions to London Stadium, and anything is possible. It's true, isn't it? Knowing West Ham, and that's why we've been supporting West Ham for all of our lives. We never know what West Ham's going to turn up. We've probably got an idea, but sometimes they do surprise you. So we shall wait and see with Thursday. But, I think the pieces are in the right place for us now. It was good that they'd won it, because that sort of relieved, they've maybe show slightly less focus. maybe. We are clutching at straws. I appreciate it. There's always some players we've been linked with. According to a couple of news outlets, West Ham are keeping tabs on the Union Sanghalese striker, Mohamed Amora. That's Amora. He scored 22 goals in all competitions this season and is the second top goal scorer in top flight of Belgian football. He's 23 and obviously very attractive stats. And apparently clubs around Europe have been keeping tabs on him. And it's said that 3 Premier League clubs are leading the way with us, Spurs and Wolves, all interested in him. He has a contract. He's Algerian. So maybe, hopefully, Side Ben Rom hasn't had a word with him about how they treat their players apparently. But anyway, the contract expires in 2027. So any side looking to acquire his services will need to pay quite a hefty fee in respect of the Belgian league. However, in return, they could have one of the most exciting talents outside the top 5 leagues, and someone like the whole thing around Tim Steidten is to look beyond the top 5 leagues, look for those pearls. And maybe Mohamed could be one of them players. We have been linked with a lot of the Greek players, Fonatunas, and obviously there was a scouting mission at the PAOK versus AEK game a couple of weeks ago. A number of players we were looking at. So it is, we are casting the net far and wide. And an interesting side note is the Union Sanghalese manager or head coach there is someone that we have been linked with as well, potentially as the next West Ham head coach. So, 2 and 2 together and all that stuff. But, it's amazing, seeing someone like Mohamed, in terms of what he's doing at Belgium doesn't mean he's not going to be able to step up to the Premier League. But there's clearly a reason why so many clubs are interested in signing him. So we'll wait and see what happens. But interesting to see play, and that's what I like seeing. I like seeing us linked with players outside, not the normal players we've been linked with. Me adds a little bit more credence, maybe as well, because it's sort of we know the type of bodies, the type of players that Tim is looking for. So yeah. Similarly, obviously, back last summer, we signed Andy Irvine, didn't we? Andy Irving, rather. And then sent him back to Austria, Klagenfurt. I can never pronounce that. As part of a strategic partnership. And Andy's been doing very well for the Austrian side. And indeed, it's believed that he has a return date for turning up to pre-season training at West Ham in the summer. Now, apparently, according to sources, West Ham will also be looking at other players within that club we can look at maybe bringing in. And there's this young gentleman, Yannick Rabatsk, 19-year-old Austrian centre-back. Apparently, we are looking at potentially bringing in. He hasn't got very high market value. It's around, according to Transfer Market, it's about 150, 200k. He's just started really breaking into the first team this year. He sort of worked his way up. He's been in the sort of the in essence the youth side, but Klagenfurt sort of second team. This year, he's progressed into the first team. Has played a number of games for Austria Klagenfurt. Now I'm going to say it. I think I can say it right. I'm going to keep saying it. What's interesting about him is he's left-footed, which is something that we are, I think, bereft of a little bit, particularly after you look at Agerd and Ogbonna, and you think maybe Ogbonna will move on, or not, or we'll see what happens when the head coach comes in the summer, and Tim sits down and work on who we maintain for the squad. Obviously, we've been heavily linked with Naif Agerd leaving for maybe the Saudi Pro League potentially, if not League R. And that left, and I always feel you need a left foot on the left side and a right foot on the right side. And I'm not saying Yannick comes in and plays first team, but also we know within the under-21s, I mean, he's 19, he's still quite young, that Luis Aui will probably move, whether it will be to a Brazilian or Portuguese club. And obviously he's left-footed. So it could be maybe the partnership is starting to bear fruit. He made 7 appearances for the Austrian Bundesliga side this season. And we'll keep an eye on that. We'll keep an eye on that because hopefully that will start bearing fruit. Even if it's sending, that's why I'd love us to send some of our academy players, the likes of someone like Lewis Orford, sending him over there for a few, for 6 months or whatever, then swap it, send someone else out, bring someone back, that type of thing. That would actually be useful, wouldn't it? Elsewhere, let's look at the loan spells we've had this week and how they've got on. Flynn scored a controversial 99th minute. There's a lot of late winners in this roundup. 99th minute winner as Southampton beat Watford 3-2 at St Mary's. It did appear that Flynn did handle the ball, but obviously no VAR in the Championship as of yet. And so the goal stood even. The Southampton Twitter feed mocked the decision with a wavy hand emoji as part of the match report. There was no match for Tilo Kehrer. It's Monaco this week. Next game is next week away to Brest. Now, Brest actually played Said Benrahma's side with Lyon at home winning 4-3 with another dramatic winner, a 116th in a league game winner, scored by former Arsenal midfielder come defender Ashley Maitland-Miles from the penalty spot. Said started the game and was substituted on the 89th minute. Randomly. Elsewhere, Nathan Trott's side lost 2-1 at home to Rangers in the playoff Group B match. Nathan obviously played the 4 minutes between the sticks. And that's it, my friends. As I said, keep an eye on the channel. We will be having the Academy show. That'll be coming about 6 o'clock UK time today. We're talking about a bit about, obviously, George making his Premier League debut. Obviously, we wish George a speedy recovery. We talk about Callum Marshall being returned on loan from his loan spell to West Brom. We talk about, obviously, the likes of Freddie Potts and Gideon Kadara and Dan Jessers, who have been out on loan, and their loan report this week. And then also we talk about sort of match reports of the 18s and 21s this week. A mixed bag for sure. But until then, don't forget to check out neesandmohamedbrown.com for your latest news, reviews and opinions. Take care, stay safe, stay warm, stay humble, keep the faith. Come on, you wines.